The other night I was watching Tucker Carlson, which, if any of you aren't watching and you enjoy spirited debate, I highly recommend it. Let me get my finger out of the way. And there was this woman from an organization called By Any Means Necessary. Her name was, I believe, Yvette Felarca. And she was advocating the use of violence to silence others, essentially saying that the left needs to become violent to silence opinion they don't agree with. And not just the left. She agrees that any opinion she doesn't agree with, which it basically seems to be anything slightly right of the farthest left, needs to be silenced with violence. I've sat by a lot of shit going on in our country for a while. If you can't probably tell where I stand politically, you might be blind. But this call to essentially, through the use of force, end free speech and our First Amendment right, is the most baffling thing out there. These people who call themselves anti-fascists, the fascists were people who silenced others. I mean, sure, fascism is a very complex thing, but a big tenet of fascism is silencing dissenting opinion. One of the things in this country that I love, and one of the reasons I love Tucker Carlson, is we debate. If we don't agree, we argue. And when we argue, we don't have to get violent. This country is descending to a point. You know where I think this is going, and it terrifies me? There was an event, a short period of time in Italian history called the Years of Lead. It might be called the Decade of Lead, right about forever ago, where basically the far right and the far left in that country got so violent, there was blood in the streets. You had people killing each other for political opposition. And I worry that the only result of that is going to be a reactionary government like Chile in 1973. You know, because the real thing is, and I don't want to sound like a dick, but it's the only way to make me make sense. These people who want to who want to ban free speech through violence, are also anti-gun nuts. They realize if they keep throwing Molotov cocktails every time Milo Yiannopoulos, I'm sorry, not Molotov cocktails, they were shooting Roman candles. Every time Milo Yiannopoulos opens his fucking mouth, the only inevitable reaction is someone's going to get fed up with it, and someone with actual force, not just a bunch of wimpy fucking kids with their fists and a couple of Roman candles. You're going to see people with fucking guns. You're going to see people like jackbooted thugs. The military people you people are fucking fighting that you also despise. They're going to come in and stop you from talking. Your anti-free speech is only going to hurt your free speech. Because you're the only ones acting violent. I know that there are people out there who are on the right that are violent. I'm not pretending that there fucking aren't. You have the Dylan Roofs out there. No one should make a fucking excuse for Dylan Roofs. But it seems every single time Donald Trump opens his mouth, Milo Yiannopoulos opens his mouth, maybe even after I open my mouth, there's goddamn violence. You know, I may not have agreed with Hillary Clinton, but I've never acted violent towards anyone who said they supported Hillary Clinton, you know? It's out of this world how the reaction to dissenting opinion now is violence. And I'm not defending, I think a lot of this starts with the Richard Spencer punch a Nazi thing. I'm not defending Richard Spencer. Guy shouldn't probably say some of the shit he says. I don't frankly agree with it. But you know what? I'm going to defend to the death his right to say it, because as long as he is not being violent like you guys are, sorry, I keep getting my finger in the screen, as long as he's not being violent the way that you guys are, you're making him look right. He has a right to say the shit he wants to say, and you have the right to say what you want to say, and God bless the nonviolent protesters. You know, the fucking Women's March, I may not have agreed with some of the shit Madonna said, but you know what? They weren't burning shit and lighting shit on fire like these anti-fascists, who are actually fucking fascists still. All of these people are doing is they're going to make another Pinochet. Someone is just going to get fed up with their shit, and they're just going to use actual force to silence these motherfuckers, because they're using force to silence dissenting opinion. It's called a reactionary government. It's going to act in accordance with what you people do. And if you people can't handle the free speech of others, then yeah, they might take away free speech, even fucking yours. The only reason that the First Amendment works in this country is because we accept that each other has something different to say, and that we're gonna fucking go home at the end of the day and be goddamn adults. If you can't handle an opposing opinion, I'm sorry, you're un-American. You know, we have to get back to a point in this country where we debate, where we argue, where we make points, you know? Where it's not just people screeching, "Not my president," while fucking lighting shit on fire and getting violent, you know? I have seen these fuckers assault someone with alopecia because they thought he was a skinhead. So what, now you can't be bald in public? That's racist? And another thing, I guess I'm outing myself in, like, you know, triple parentheses here. I'm Jewish. Fucking Donald Trump is not an anti-Semite. I don't know how the man can have Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel, who I have issues with Israel. We can get on that another fucking day. I'm not a Zionist or anything. I think the Jewish people have a right to a state, but I'm not 100% on board with everything Israel does. But how can you have Benjamin Netanyahu say, this man is a friend to Israel, and people call him a Nazi? People call him an anti-Semite. Trump is not a perfect man. None of us fucking are. And he has real issues that need to be fucking addressed. But every single time that you people are so quick to throw the word Nazi at everything you don't like and try to shut down with violence, you are helping him win. Half the reason I own this hat is because it fucking triggers the shit out of you fucks. The reactions I get from people on the street just wearing this hat. It's astounding. I've never seen a piece of clothing upset people this much other than like a Nazi uniform. And quite frankly, I will say the Nazis had pretty good style. Hugo Boss, top shit. It's a shame, you know, came from a bit of an anti-Semitic fascist regime, but what can I say? And not just that, I saw him at Pinochet earlier, he had good taste in clothes too. What is it with dictators and having good taste in clothes? I don't know. The point is, I can understand if someone got mad at me walking around in a Nazi uniform. I don't know how the sentiment "Make America Great Again" is offensive. I'm still trying to figure that out. I think Bill Clinton actually came up with that during his presidential run. I've seen clips on YouTube of him saying "Make America Great Again." I'm not sure if that was a, like, slogan or anything, but Hillary Clinton's husband said "Make America Great Again." No one bats an eye. An orange man, never been in government before, says "Make America Great Again." Everyone loses their mind. Anyway. I know I labeled this a rant, but I don't mean to rant this much off topic. The point of the matter is that Yvette Felarca, BAMN, anti-fascists, or, you know, I'm not even calling you anti-fascists. Fascists who call themselves anti-fascists. Stop being fucking violent. You're not going to like the results. You're not going to win here. Alright? We need to go back to a point where we respect each other's freedom of speech. Because if no one will respect each other's freedom of speech, we're going to fucking lose it. Alright? I've been ranting for 8 minutes. Maybe I'll rant more on this. I started this fucking channel to rant. That's how much this bitch has been in my head. And I'm not saying bitch in a derogatory terms for a female. I mean a fucking whiner who can't handle dissenting opinion. That's a fucking bitch. That's a baby. Shit, I got little cousins that can handle dissenting opinion better than that. And they're like 3 and 4. You people gotta get your shit together. I pray for this country. I really do. Anyway, my name is Ethan Miller. Probably should have started with that. Signing off. Peace. Godspeed. Make America great again.